It's not fishing weather in most of the world. In fact, it's snowing out right now where I'm at. But the off season is the best time to tie flies. That way you build up your fly selection when it's not fishing weather instead of when you want to be fishing. Today I'm going to show you how to tie the gold-ribbed hare's ear nymph. And there's a couple of varieties of it, but I've always liked the bead head variety, which is basically tied the exact same way except put a bead head on it first. I'm going to go over some basic tools and supplies you're going to need. First, you're going to need a vise. It doesn't have to be this nice. You can just get one of those C-clamp ones that goes on the end of the table, but you need a vise. You're going to need a bobbin. You're going to need some brown thread. You're going to need some scissors. Some scissors that aren't as good to use to cut your wire. A whip finisher, a bodkin, head cement, a hackle plier can come in handy. You're going to need some beads, some lead wire, or if you're going to fish in areas that won't allow lead, such as Yellowstone, then you want to get some weighted non-lead wire. You're going to need some rabbit fur. You can either, it doesn't have to be from the hair, from the ear. Actually, the rest of the fur is longer and it's easier to use. But you can either get a rabbit pelt, or you can go ahead and get the stuff that's already in a bag, like this. And you're going to need some kind of feathers for the tail. I'm going to use partridge today. And then you're going to need, for the wing case, most commonly everyone uses turkey or goose quills for the wing case. But you can also use synthetic material as well. And then you also need either gold wire or tinsel. Okay, let's get started. If you fish any place that requires a barbless hook, it's a good thing to start off and debarb the hook before you even start to tie the fly. And if you fish in a place where barbs are not allowed, it's a good idea to debarb all of your hooks. That way you don't ever accidentally take a barbed hook out fishing someplace it's not allowed and get in trouble. Okay, so if you're going to tie it with a bead, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take the hook and you're going to stick the hook through the bead. Now the bead has a small hole on one side and a larger hole on the other side. So you want to stick it through the smaller hole first. That way, that smaller hole. Okay, after you get the bead on, you're going to take your lead wire and you're going to start you're going to wrap it on the hook and push it up just to the bead or to the eye, depending on which route you're going. And you're going to wind it until it's just before the bend starts. And you take your scissors, not your good scissors, the other scissors, and you clip the wire. Now I'm going to put it in vise. Now what I always recommend doing is flicking the hook, making sure it bounces back. Because sometimes in almost every pack of hooks I bought, even the really expensive ones, there's one hook that when you bend it down, it'll break or it'll bend and stay down. And you don't want either one of those. Neither one of those will catch fish. So now what you want to do is you want to get your thread started toward the back of the hook, and you want to cut off the tag end. Now what I like to do is I like to tie in the tail and the tinsel at the same time. Now at this point you're going to start dubbing in the rabbit fur. And to do that you're going to get just a little bit of fur, and you're going to twist it onto the hook. Now you want to start out with a little bit toward the back because you want it to have a tapered body as it goes. So that first little bit you want it to have just enough so that it covers the hook, or it covers the thread. And then you're going to start tapering as you get towards the front. Now about this point is where you want to tie in your wing case. Now this part here is going to be the fattest part of the fly. Now at this point, it is where you wind your gold wire or tinsel forward. Making nice, even wraps. Go all the way to the front, and you tie it off of the head. Then you stretch your wing case forward and You can tie it off the head as well. Then cut it off the excess and cut off the tinsel or wire. And you're going to whip finish it. Some people like to do the finger method, but I use a whip finisher. I've been using this particular whip finisher for over 20 years. And then an important step is to put head cement on it, on the threads. That keeps it from unraveling once you get it in the water. Now, one other thing I like to do, this isn't really a necessary step, but I've always had better luck with flies that are really buggy looking. So you can either take a toothbrush and cut the bristles really short, or what I do, I took a piece of Velcro and glued it onto a popsicle stick, and I just brush the fly a little bit and pull some of the fibers out that were trapped, and then it gives it that real buggy look. If you enjoyed this video, hit like down below. Also subscribe so you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. And if you have any flies that you'd like me to tie for you, just hit me up in the comments below and I'll make a video showing you how to tie that fly. Thanks for watching my video, and check